Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Highland Scotties Team Builder series. And this is Scotties Sports Talk, episode number 65 to be exact. And we are in week 6, and of course we had a bye week in the previous video, in episode 64 of the Scotties Sports Talk here. And today we're just kind of focusing on pretty much the future of this squad here for Highland and some of the recruits that we have picked up here in the last couple of weeks. Actually, we actually had 2 recruits that we picked up, instant recruits, in the first week alone, and then here in the last 2 weeks we've been building some steam up and picking up some more players here for next season, as we get ready to build on for the future here for Highland. So as we take a look here, we'll see some of the players here that we've been talking to, and I feel like we got some pretty good players that I feel confident with coming up here to play for us. As you take a look here, hopefully you guys have been enjoying the games that I've been presenting you guys, as hopefully you're celebrating your holidays here. I'm not sure when this video comes out. I don't know if it comes out before New Year's or after New Year's, but either way, Happy New Year. Hopefully you guys have a Merry Christmas, and hopefully you have a great New Year. But as you take a look here at some of the teams, some of these teams you've seen play that I put up on the channel here, some extra content for this particular series, like I've done here now for the last couple of seasons here in this series. But there you see some of the top 25 that have dropped out. Washington, Oklahoma, BYU, and California are just some of them that have recently just dropped down. Of course, you got some guys that have picked up some votes there. Same schools that actually got dropped out actually got some votes to try to get back in. But let's take a look here. Highland right now in Highland and Arizona State, really the top 2 teams, and 2 teams that we could possibly see in the Big 12 championship game here in a couple of episodes from now. Oklahoma State number 3, Utah, BYU, UCF, Texas Tech, Kansas State, Kansas, Baylor, Virginia, Arizona, Iowa State, Cincinnati, and TCU and Houston are your bottom half of your Big 12. Now, as we take a look here, take a look at the Big 12 North. Obviously, it's us. We're currently 4-0 overall, but 1-0 in conference. I should say BYU 1-0 as well. They are 2-2. They're 3rd place in the Big 12 North. As for Utah, they're 4-0 overall, but they've won 1 game more than us. They're currently 2-0 right now. So both of us, both are looking at each other, thinking who is going to blink and take the Big 12 North. And of course, we do play Utah here, actually pretty soon, coming up here. I think that's going to be a really good game to have to deal with. Then BYU, Kansas State, Kansas, West Virginia, Iowa State, and Cincinnati, who I think we've played Iowa State already, haven't we? I'm pretty sure we've played. I know we played BYU last, but I think we've already played Iowa State. If I'm not, or no, maybe we haven't. I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we were. Yeah. Well, it had to be a South team. That we just played here recently. Been a while since I've seen some of this footage, and been a while since I played, actually. It's probably been, what, 2 weeks? Been 3 weeks, actually, since I've actually played or did anything with this series, really. I've been kind of working ahead of here as of late, so by the time this video comes out, I'll probably be halfway through the season already. Take a look at the Big 12 South. Arizona State 4-0. They have a 1-0 record in the conference. Oklahoma State as well. They're currently 3-0 with a 1-0 conference record. UCF 2-1 with a 1-1 record. Texas Tech is the other team. 3-0. They have not played a Big 12 game yet. Neither has Baylor, but Baylor's 2-1. Arizona currently 2-2 with an 0-1 record. TCU, I think that was the team that we just played. TCU, of course, 1-2 with an 0-1 record, and then Houston, they're at the bottom. They have not won a single game, either overall or in conference. So they are definitely just trying to do their best to stay alive there in the Big 12. Of course, there are 16 teams in the Big 12. Of course, obviously Highland's not the real squad that's going to be a part of the whole thing, because next year, obviously, in real life, Colorado will be in that mix. And unfortunately, hopefully, if there's any devs out there that are watching for the watching this series, and of course, or if you guys, let the devs know for the next game, a college football game, like open it up to like we can have 20 teams in a conference. That'd be really cool, just to have your dream schools, have a dream conference. You play other teams, because I don't think this realignment is gonna end anytime soon. There you see the Heisman leaders there. Of course, we are not on a list right now, but I'm hopefully once we come back and get ready for week 7, I'm hoping that we can hit the ground running with Carter there as our guy. As you see that last week's NCAA Players of the Week there, Eric Hargrove for BC, and of course Victor Jones for the offense there at Texas A&M. As for the Big 12, Zach Woods, the outside linebacker there, he had a great game against Kansas, won that game 38-17, 2 tackles for loss, forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and Jamar Brooks there for Texas Tech. They won against Texas State 41-38 in an overtime win. He was 19 of 33, 228 yards, 4 touchdowns, 27 carries on the ground, with 99 yards on the ground as well. So big game for him, and good job there for both of those guys getting those honors as Big 12 Players of the Week. So, of course, like I said, this episode is more about the recruitment. We're going to get to that here in a bit, but I just want to let you guys know, because sometimes some of you guys been asking, hey, like, who are the players of the week? What's going on during your bye weeks? All that kind of stuff, and I want to show that. Also, we're going to talk about other things that we don't necessarily get to see. I haven't really talked about as much, and that's just an improvement of the school. So as you see here, we're pretty much doing a really good job there. We got great coach prestige, of course. Obviously, Coach Teddy Bond is doing a great job, and he's continuing doing so here in this series, as well as championship contender. We're great in that. Just take a look there on the far right-hand side. That's our grades when it comes to different balances, like balance DNs, run stop DNs, pass rush DNs. They got all different grades on there. You guys can kind of just pause the video and check those out, you guys, as we go through the video here. But I want to talk about stuff on the left-hand side there. Great pro potential, program tradition. I mean, we're just doing a great job compared to our first year, obviously being a cupcake school, and just we've been thriving ever since then. We've won national championships, so we've won now the last 3 Big 12 championships now here in our as we're going into our 8th season here. It's just been a lot of fun. And one of the things I'm looking forward to when the new game comes out is Team Builder, obviously. I think I said this before in past videos, but I'm going to say it again. I'm probably going to talk about it again here in upcoming videos. Actually, I'll probably have a video coming up here probably about a month before the game drops, talking about Team Builder and what they're going to. Hopefully we'll hear more about it, because if they do have Team Builder, then I have a wish list of things I want into the game. But yeah, this is obviously the last NCAA game that we have that we got back in 2013, and I think Team Builder was just so much better. It's just and since now the community has grown so much, because I remember when I was playing NCAA, I mean it was a game that I look forward to every single year. We're taking a school and rebuilding them, or creating a school and just trying to make something out of nothing, and just seeing what I can do with them. To me, it's just by far one of my favorite games, and I definitely would say it's probably my second favorite sports game out there, with baseball being my first. But just take a look at the different prestiges here, and of course, Coach Teddy Bond's been doing a great job here at Highland. And of course, I was talking to a friend of mine about possibly retiring Coach Teddy Bonds. He kind of looked at me like, "You're gonna retire him?" I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta retire the poor guy." I mean, I created him since 2004, and he's been around. He started at least on this channel since 2011, 2012. So he's been on this channel for quite some time now with this series and a couple other series as well. I think it's kind of time to retire him and get some new coach blood in here. We got some great players here that I think would be great coaches. Somewhere down the line here in this genre of football here on the channel. But yeah, this is just something I was thinking about here doing. But you take a look here, Highland's just been doing a great job from the ground up. There you see overall our all-time record right now, that according to the game, and I think this might be off a little bit here, but 96-2. We have been in bowl games 6-1. We've won 6 national championship games, which I think that is incorrect, but actually no, it's correct, yeah, because we lost that first year. Second year we started, that's when things were geared in shape. So yeah, it'll be 7 here if we can win this year. Years at school there for Coach Davon, 7 years. He's got 3 years still left on his contract there. And like I said, at least for us for this particular series, the series will end here after we depending on where we end up at for the national championship game or in a bowl game of whatever bowl game it is. The series will end, and we'll kind of put this series to rest. Now, will there be a future Highland Scotties team? Well, it just depends on if Team Builder, going back to that again, is in the game. And like I said, I would love to put Team Builder in here. If Team Builder is in here, I would love to put Highland Scotties back in here, and just maybe do a continuation, or maybe do a kind of like a flash forward. Like, okay, after a couple of years now, Highland's kind of went back in the dumps again, and we got a new coach, and one of the former players coming back as a coach. So like I said, I got a lot of ideas I want to do for a series for Highland at some point here down the line for a future series, because I love team building. I love creating teams, and I also have ideas for other teams I could have within the other actual teams, the school, because this is actual school that I went to, Highland. There's other JUCO schools I would love to put in the game that we actually play against in real life, and make the series even more interesting, because we're playing against other realistic JUCO schools that happen to be in Division I football. So, and that's why I said I want to create my own conferences and all that kind of stuff in the game. But just take a look here. Right now we're looking at wide receiver for next season. And then everything else, we pretty much got what we need for next season when it comes to other areas in our game. Take a look here. We got a nice freshman class coming in, or actually a nice freshman class right now coming in. But we're gonna bring in some other guys as well for depth, and just see who we can pick up in the course of the season, and just try to build on as we go along here in this thing. I think next season, I think we're going to have to look at a lot more free safeties and safeties just in general, really, because looks like we have 2 in each, one junior, one sophomore, in both of those, in both the free safety and strong safety. So that's something I'm definitely going to have to look at when recruiting this here coming up here. I think we might have to put some more extra people on our board here. But take a look at some of the top classes. Miami right now has the most 5-star athletes right now. They've gotten 3 so far this season. Florida State has 2-star. Let's see, they have 2 4-star. They have 1 5-star. They have 1 3-star, 1 2-star. For us, we have 3 4-stars, and we have 1 3-star athletes. As we just go down the list here, and of course, if you guys want to know who your favorite team is, where they're at, I'm kind of scanning along here. And of course, if you don't see your favorite team here, then let me know down below in the comment section. I'll tell you what they've got so far as when it comes to prospects and the 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star categories there. But I think for the most part, we've done a great job here. Florida State obviously doing a good job here. I think right now they have the most recruits so far that have agreed and signed their letters of intent. So they're doing a good job there. But right now we have the most 4-star athletes coming in here. The Bruins, they're at with the most 3-star athletes with 4 of them. So nice job there for them. I'm sure Batha 99 is probably happy with that, maybe, as he's a Bruins guy. Shout out to him there over on Twitch. Of course, there you see our guys there, and there you see we have just one 3-star prospect right now signed for us. But like I said, we're doing a very good job here. We got some pretty good signings coming up. Actually, we got a lot of players coming up here in this next this next home game that we have, which will be the next episode. We have a big home guys coming up here and gonna show up and make their decision here, and we could be, if we do well in that game and do what we need to do to convince them to play, we could have probably up to 5 or 6, maybe 7 players signed in that one group alone that's kind of showing up here. So as of late, we've had a lot of people have showed up saying they're ready for their to make their campus visit. So Stewart, there is a defensive tackle. He's a 4-star, along with Harris is a 4-star. Brown is a guard who's also a 4-star as well. Let's take a look at our pipelines here. And there you see Kansas, or Texas and Kansas, obviously our pipeline. Oklahoma, we could possibly be losing next year, so that's something we need to focus in on, try to get some of those players out of there. I tried my best to try to get players out of the region. So any state, basically the rule is I try to go after players. Obviously, we have a pipeline in California, in Texas automatically, because that's what this coach has, or this particular school has when we started this series. But then for me, my rule is I touch any state that touches Kansas, we go after. So Colorado, Oklahoma, Missouri, Nebraska, stuff like that. And then we go, and once we've kind of achieved those pipelines, then we can go out further. We can go to Florida, we can go to Alabama, we can go to places other states that I know there's a really good foundation of football played at. So there's some places we're going to lose. Florida look like we're going to lose that for next year as well, and then of course there's some other states that we have a player or two there. We got a new one, Michigan, next year, so we're going to start working on that. It'll be another state that we'll focus in on more so in the future years to come. But yeah, for the most part here, I feel really confident with a lot of the schools, or a lot of the states that we're going to be going to with the great football background. But yeah, Oklahoma is definitely a state that we're definitely going to have to really try to go after coming up in this during the off season there. Excuse me. So let's take a look here. The second highest overall player right now on our list is Stephen Brown, the guard that I was talking about, what we've seen earlier. There you see great accuracy, acceleration. But take a look at his blocking, when he's known for blocking, pass blocking, run blocking, and of course impact blocking. Love those numbers. I like what I'm seeing there for him. He could definitely be a day one guy that can come in there and help us out. And I believe too, he might be able to play in other places on the line. So maybe play possibly in the tackle position, or even in the center position there for us. So, but I think right now we have a good, decent center there. I think he's a sophomore, so he'll be there for a while. So Stephen Brown, yeah, definitely would be a great pickup. He's been a great pickup there for us, signing him. Chris Harris, the other player, he's the 4-star kid from Kirby, Texas. He is ranked number 13th in the nation in defensive tackles. He's a nice run stopper. There you see TCU, A&M, LSU, and Texas try to go after him, but we finally had him commit to us, and he is now signed with us as a Highland Scotty. So take a look here, and we'll look at his block shedding there. I love those numbers. They're all pretty even across the board. And of course, there you see tackling needs a little help. His pursuit's great. His play recognition's awesome, and his hit power needs a little bit of work there as well. So I think for the most part, I think he's just a overall great run stopper. I think he's going to cause a lot of problems again, just keeping up that tradition of stopping the run for us, like we have been here in the last couple of seasons here, especially up the middle. I think he's going to be a really good asset for us, and could definitely be a starter, and then as a freshman on that defensive line. Zach Davis, one of the new players that we got from one of our new states, from Detroit, Michigan, 6'1", 249 pounds, 3-star athlete. There you see Michigan, Iowa, a lot of Big Ten schools there looking at him. So Michigan, Iowa, and Ohio State, and of course an SEC school, Auburn, looking at him as well. But we finally convinced him, and he is ready to go here in that. So 3-star athlete. He's ranked 42nd in the nation when it comes to middle linebackers. He may not be the best player, but he's a well-balanced player, so that means we can really shape and mold him the way we want him to, in the direction we want him to go. Doesn't have, has pretty average man coverage, zone coverage, press. Block shedding is great, pretty decent there, but more concerned about his tackling. He needs to be able to wrap up a little bit better than what he can do right now. Play recognition's all right, it's decent. Pursuit's good, hit power is great, but he obviously he may not make it on the field his first year. We may have to have him be a red shirt guy and take a red shirt for this first year, but I really feel like he can be a difference maker for us in years down the line there, and be a great impact player for us, and really start. He could be he's the first guy we've signed from Michigan. He could be the first guy that can really start that pipeline and help us out and open up that pipeline even more so if we can get more guys like him that we can really shape and mold. Matt Stewart is another player there from Michigan. He's ranked number 7th in the defensive tackle position. He's a nice run stopper. There you see some Big 12 or Big 10 schools there, like Wisconsin and Ohio State going after it. Even some MAC schools were going after him as well. So 79 overall, not a bad guy. He's the highest overall that we've looked at right now in that position here on our board. He is, let's take a look here. Power moves 86, finesse moves 86, and also block shedding at 87. So he's pretty well balanced in that the block shedding position there. When it comes to block shedding. As for tackling, he can be a better tackler, but he can recognize plays very well. He's really great at pursuing, going after guys, and making especially on the D line there, he can do a pretty good job there of punishing guys trying to run up the middle with the stopping the running backs and stuff like that. So I'm really going to be looking forward to him in the future. He could, again, just be a great player there to help us out and just really help do some damage and cause some havoc there on opposing offensive lines. Gary Williams, a player that we were really going to try and go after. 76 overall, he's a guard, and he is 14th in the nation, pass blocker. He is a 4-star guy. Look at his numbers there. Pass block, obviously great. Run blocking, need a little work, and of course his impact blocking is pretty decent there, pretty reasonable. Still, that's a thing we can work on with over time. But yeah, he just did not want to sign with us. We tried. He blocked us out the last week. The last week going into the bye week there, our first bye week, and decided not to, and then he was just out of reach, and he finally signed with them. So as we take a look here, we got some players that we've added here recently here, and we got some pretty good leads. Now, these are players that were on the hunt right now that I think if another week or two here, especially, I think some of these players you'll see here for the most part, like John Sesser from Iowa, four-star athlete, number 4 in the nation when it comes to defensive tackles. He's supposed to make a showing here coming up, I think, next week in our game there at home, and we're hoping that we can really impress him and try to get him to sign on the dotted line to be on the team next season. I really feel like that he's going to be a great defensive player. I mean, right now, so far, we've got Stewart. If we can get him and Stewart, and I think there's another young man here on this list. If we can get those guys, plus the ones that are going to come back next year, oh my goodness, we're going to have a great, dominant defensive line that's just going to be just giving havoc to our defense or to offensives out there. I mean, we're just going to rain havoc on them. We've offered him a scholarship, but he has not yet. But you take a look here, we're right at his projective cutoff. So if we can convince him, have a good game coming up next week, in week 7, we probably got him. There you see some of the bonus things we need to do for next game coming up. But yeah, I mean, for the most part here, we probably can sign him. Justin Lucas from Woodway, Texas, 5-star guy, 6'2", 291 pounds. He's a 7th ranked guard in the nation, pass blocker here. I've been on neck and neck with Michigan all season long with a lot of these players, and I'm hoping again he's another player that's showing up for this next game coming up in the next episode. And we're trying to really we've convinced him a lot here, but right now I think it's between us and Michigan as his top schools right now. So we got to really try to convince him on to try to get come to Highland. We've got more champions right now. So far we're a young school. We've got a lot of championships, national championships early on here. We're looking pretty good here compared to Michigan right now. Yeah, I think we're the better choice. But it could be a lot of things of what he's looking for. There you see he's got UTEP. He had UTEP, looks like Notre Dame, Texas State, Ohio State, Auburn, and Oklahoma all looking at him. Looks like Texas State and Texas State and Notre Dame offered him a scholarship, but he still didn't keep him on the list. But he kept us on the list, so we're gonna be fighting for him next week. David Thompson, 6'2", 109 pounds, from Oceanside, California, just outside of San Diego. He's a 5-star guy, 21st in the nation in the guard position, run blocker there. We got a thin lead right now. We got about a 510 lead over him, I should say not over him, but over Alabama right now. And of course, Alabama nipping our heels here. And there you see Florida, Georgia, and USC. He is a gem of an athlete. That's why we're all going after him, as he is really impressive with his numbers there. Look at that strength there. Great strength, great agility. Of course, decent speed for a guy like him in that position. But the run blocking and the pass blocking is what we like the most. And of course, the impact blocking can always be worked on over time. But for the most part here, this is a guy that several schools like myself are just trying to we like what we've seen in his tapes as a senior. He's in his senior year, and we just want to for us, Highland, we think he'd be a good fit. If I think about it, if he signs with us, I would definitely have him on the line there, on the offensive line there, starting off the season right off the bat. Him and Justin, and if I can get them signed, I would definitely put him on the offensive line right off, just like right off, first game. I feel that being impressed by them that much. Now, he does have an offer to Alabama. He does also has a visit with Alabama coming up in 2 weeks. Or I should say 3 weeks, but in 2 weeks after this bye week for us. So yeah, he's got some decisions to make. You see, Florida State, or Florida is another team that also looking at him too. He doesn't look like he has a date with them coming up. So as we take a look here at Jamal McDowell, 4-star athlete, 6'2", 200 pounds. He's a wide receiver. He's ranked 8th in the nation. And this is a player that we can really, he's a balanced player, good speed, good possession, strengths and qualities for him, from Riverside, California. He's a 79 overall player that we've been looking at as of late. And there you see Stanford, top of his list right now. So obviously he's a pretty smart guy. But there you see LSU, looks like Oregon. They're on that list, and of course USC. So he kind of looks like he wants to stay on the West Coast there some, but he does have some ideas of possibly coming to the Midwest or into the East or the Deep South. 79 wide receiver here. This is, I would say, this is be a guy that if he can show up here, he's got a great speed, 93 speed, great acceleration as well, catch and spectacular catch, all that stuff we can kind of work over time. But yeah, if he shows up here, he definitely maybe not necessarily a year one starter, but definitely a year sitting out. He definitely would be with our squad there. And of course, right now, I mean, with the wide receivers we have right now, we don't have anybody really the key wide receiver or the key guy, with the exception of maybe Randy Burns. I take that back. So I guess Randy is our key guy, but he could be, a great complement player for us and Randy on the opposite side of him, and really, kind of take the burden off of Randy some, or maybe even be a distraction for Randy. Maybe we can have him be kind of a player that they think we're going to throw to him, but really, we're going to go to Randy and give him give him some time to worry about how to strategize and how to plan against us. But there you see his visits that he has coming up. He has one this week right now with LSU. He'll have one with us coming up next week, and then there you see he has two others coming up here very soon. Another wide receiver, number 2 ranked in the nation right now. He's a 5-star athlete, 6'3", 199 pounds. Wow, great front body frame, great, just ideal wide receiver from Inglewood, California. Eric Freeman. There you see USC, who is just right near the neighborhood right there. And then, of course, you got Wyoming, Oklahoma, and Ohio State. And we're just 395 points back behind of USC to try to snag him and try to bring him to the Midwest. We'll see here. I'm not for sure what exactly his numbers are when it comes to his speed. Okay, so speed not the greatest, 88, but acceleration is no better either, 82. So he is definitely a guy that we'll probably have to set out for the year and just try to see what we can do with him and redshirt him. But he has pretty good route running. A good release, spectacular catch is good. Catch could be worked on easily. That's some easy thing we can work with him. But yeah, he would definitely have him set out a year and kind of work on his talent, his abilities, and like that. And he definitely would be a guy again we could have back there, and also maybe even play the halfback position there. He's, if I remember correctly, where's this carry at? There was a player on here that had good carry ball carry vision, pretty decent ball carry vision that I seen him. And I think there was another young man here, I can't remember who exactly it was, but there was another one that had some good he had great ball vision with great speed. And I can't remember if I put him on the list here or if he was too far out from us getting him. But I know he was our school was one of his schools on his list. But there you see Freeman's top 2 schools there. So we're just right at the cutoff as he is getting ready to kind of narrow down the schools he wants to go visit. Right now he's visiting Oklahoma State. He'll be visiting us next week, and then in a couple weeks, 7 weeks from now, he'll be visiting USC. And of course, before that, he'll be visiting Wyoming. So like I said, we got to make a good impression with him coming up, and we really got to try to convince him that we're the team for him, and that he's going to be a part of our future plans for the Highland Scotties. Jeff Robbins, there from Texas. He's from Austin, Texas. There, part of our pipeline, 4-star athlete. And there you see his number. He's 78 overall. Right now, we are in the lead. Texas, LSU, Oklahoma, or I should say Texas, LSU, Oklahoma, and TCU. So a lot of SEC schools there looking at him and wanting to go after him. And we're going to try to do our best, try to steal him away from SEC country and bring him to the Big 12. Take a look. Speed, 85. I can't remember exactly. Oh, yeah. He could be a quarterback. He could be a really good quarterback. He has good throw power and good accuracy, throw accuracy there. So he could definitely be a good quarterback there for us, as well as catch. He's got a great catch. He's got great spectacular catching traffic, and route running. So he got some pretty good talents on him. We can put him in a lot of different positions there. I think even if I remember correctly, ball carry is not bad at either. It's right at 76, so he can play some different positions: quarterback, wide receiver, and halfback for us for the running side of things. So definitely a guy that can be kind of a new version of if the kids out there don't know, Slash back in the day, Cordell Stewart. Back for Colorado back in the day, back in the early 90s, he was that type of player. He could play multiple offensive, he could play wide receiver, he could play running back, he could play quarterback. He's well known for his, being a quarterback. But yeah, he helped Colorado back in the day when Colorado was, I think he helped Colorado with the national championship. I could be totally wrong, but I think he was there at that time. Back in the early 90s when Colorado did that. So yeah, we could, like I said, we're going after him. We're right at his cutoff. So I'm hoping that if we can have a really good, convincing, and confident game, and go in there and do what we need to do to convince him to play, we've got a player for us for offense. Our offense will definitely be a huge hit. Having him on the offense will be a huge upgrade for us going into next season. And it's sad because I'm not playing next season, but I'm excited because, man, that would be so awesome to see him play and see what he can do. Ronnie Moore from Seminole, Oklahoma. He's ranked number 3 in the nation as an athlete. He's a 4-star athlete. He is 6'2", 192 pounds. There you see Arizona State looking at him. We're number 2. Tulsa at number 3, Texas at number 4, and Stanford at number 5. And there you see there. We'll see what his numbers are, but he is in Oklahoma. He's one of the pipeline states that we could be losing here if we don't get some more players going his way. Remember, you have to have 3 players because they're a pipeline going into that next season. And right now, I think we only have him and I think one other. So, as we go along here, if we get some of these guys signed, I already have some players that I'm already looking at already from those areas that we're going to possibly lose, which is mainly I want to focus on Oklahoma so we can keep that pipeline, keep it going and having players come through there. But there you see 94 speed, acceleration 91, jump 84. He cannot throw, so he's not a quarterback. Let's see, can he catch? Yeah, he can catch, but he looks like he's more of a defensive player. He looks like he's more of a secondary type of player, so it looks like he may be a corner, a safety, or a corner or safety of some sort there. So that'll be awesome because that's what we need right now. That's a huge thing we need right now. It's like because I'm hoping that those juniors do not leave. If they do leave, I'm hoping I can convince them to stay. Sophomores, both from the free safety and strong safety position, they should be sticking around for another year. But yeah, if we can get Ronnie Moore coming, oh my goodness, he definitely would start next year. I mean, he would be a guy that we would just right from the get-go, from the word go, let him out there and show off what he can do. But we're right at his cutoff point there. So after we're the last one of the 3 schools that he's looking at. We've offered him a scholarship, and we're just right now seeing what he can do. Hopefully he comes next week and shows up there at the stadium, at Kensington Stadium, and we can convince him, wine and dine him. Whereas as a lot of YouTubers say out there, give him that nice brown McDonald's paper bag full of money and convince him to come to Highland. That's one thing I cannot wait for the next game, because you got, obviously they talked about they're going to implement next in line deals, INL deals, and how that's going to work. And they've kind of explained a little bit about that, but I cannot wait to see how that's going to fit and whatnot. Harvey Huff, next player here, we're looking at 15th ranked athlete in the nation, as he's a 4-star guy, 6'1", 195 pounds. He's from Burnham, Texas, And Nebraska's looking at him, as well as the Aggies of New Mexico State. We're in third place right now, just about 1,600 points away from Nebraska. A&M, Texas A&M looking at him at number 4, and of course USC at 5. And of course we'll see, check out his numbers, why we are looking at him 4, and I can't remember off the top of my head what he has. I believe it's, yeah, the man coverage is 89. Wow. So he is definitely a corner. Speed 90, acceleration 92, which can always get better. He has great jumping ability. Pursuit is good. Let's take a look here. Press is good as well. And that's pretty much it. So he is definitely going to be a guy that we could, again, flop around. He can be, he play a safety position. He can play either, free safety or strong safety. And then also he could play, he could probably play a corner. He's probably better at playing a corner because he has great man-to-man. So yeah, we're definitely going to try to zone in on that and focus in on that more so to help us out in that area. And this is one of actually the players I found here most recently here in the last 2 weeks in this game. And we decided to go ahead and try to get him a scholarship offer and try to get him to show up here to Highland. I don't know if he's making a visit here coming up or not. I want to say he's one of the ones that are kind of be coming up after this huge visit, because I think, like I said, I think if I'm not, now hang on, look at my notes here. Okay, so we got about 12 to 13 players showing up in this week 7 game, so we got a lot of people to impress. So I'm really hoping that we can do very well in this upcoming game here. But I'm not sure if he is one of those ones here. No, he is not. He's going to be showing up in week 11. But take a look. We're under the projection lockout number. He's got a 98% lockout. So we have to play very well, so we can knock one of those two off and get in that cutoff point here. He's at 89%. So he's getting close to making his final, the last 2 teams that he could want to talk to and sign with. So we got to try to, again, just play very well, play a lot of good, tough, strong Highland football here, and get a really good win against our next opponent here, which I forgot who that opponent is, and I don't know if right off the top of my head who that is. I'm trying to pull up my notes here of who that next team is. Jeez. Okay, there it is. The information there. Anyway, let's get to the next player here. Anthony Johnson. He is from Louisiana, 6'2", 206 pounds. He is 6th in the nation, and as a considered an athlete. So this 5-star guy, we are in the lead right now. LSU is right behind us there, obviously. Michigan, again, in that mix there with us. Ohio State and Auburn. So we're going to try to get him out of the deep south and have him come up to the Midwest to play for us. He's got pretty good throw power and accuracy, so he's got a good arm, so he could be a quarterback. What's some other areas? Great catch. Great. He has his catch and spectacular catch are great. They're the low 80s. Catching traffic in the mid 70s, and then of course route running. He can run. Looks like he knows what a route is for the most part. So he could be definitely play wide receiver. He's got great speed here. Let's take a look at ball carry. Ball carry is not bad at all. Stiff arm. Spin, juke moves, so he could play maybe the halfback position as well. Of course, I think we got a logjam of halfbacks right now. And of course, we don't need no quarterbacks. We got our quarterbacks already that I feel comfortable with for the future. But yeah, Anthony Johnson. Again, I'm not going to turn this guy away at all. I mean, he's got some good stuff here. He can play other multiple positions. We can change him from year to year, just like with the other guy there with Ronnie Moore. So yeah, I'm really excited about him and try to bring him to the school as well. We just made his cutoff mark there, so we could have him signed next week as well. And then one of our final players here that we're looking at here, I believe, Greg Fitzpatrick. He is from Moorhead, Minnesota. He's a 17th ranked middle linebacker in the nation, run stopper. Obviously, the great state of Minnesota wanting him to come there, play in the home state team, as well as Air Force there, right there. And of course, that's why they're looking at him, because he is a gem of a player. Just take a look there, 78 speed. So decent speed there for a middle linebacker. Great acceleration. Tackles great. I love it. It's a 83 tackle, so he knows how to tackle. Of course, hit power 77, pursuit 73, and play recognition. He knows he can read a play pretty well. He can read quarterbacks and see what's going on. He has, you know, at least decent knowledge of what's going on around him. Excuse me. So for the most part here, he looks pretty good. I'm really excited about seeing what he can do on the field. And like I said, we'll try to get him signed here. I think he is one of the last, most recent ones that I recently just picked up off just looking at some other players here that we could possibly sign. With that being said, we're near his cutoff. So he's at 88% when it comes to recruiting battle. So he could lock us out here pretty soon if we don't turn things around. So, but he does have a date with us coming up next week. So again, we got to get him, try to get him signed there at that game coming up here in the next episode. And of course, I'm trying to still figure out who is that team that we have to play against when it comes to that. Marcus White is the next player that we have coming up. Excuse me. Geez, still getting over this cold I had. But there you see a 76 overall athlete who has 89 speed, great acceleration. Look at that, 93. But 89 acceleration. He can also throw. He has 80 power, 84 accuracy. Wow. Great juke moves. Oh, wow. His juke moves at 90. Wow, he can also be a running back as well. Okay. At the same time, he can maybe play as corner, because he has great pursuit, great man and zone covers. They were both at, I believe, 82 and 81. So this kid can pretty much do a lot of different things. And there you see Boston College, Syracuse, and us are the top schools right now on his list. Now we'll see. He's gonna make a visit in 2 weeks, so we'll try to, you know, again, try to play really well. Excuse me, and try to make sure that we can convince him that this is a school for him. And excuse me, last but not least here, Tyler Green. 6'2", 300 pounds, from New Orleans, Louisiana, Big Easy. It looks like he is a defensive tackle there. He has pretty good tackle, 81. Hit power as well. We'll take a look at his pursuit. And there you see pursuit 76, and of course play recognition at 77. Right now, Louisiana won their hometown boy. They won their home state boy there. As right now they have the lead there at the cutoff point here, and he's at 99%. So there's a good chance that we may not get him, but he is going to make a visit next week for us. Yes, next week. We decided right before the show, or before we aired this show, got on air here. He has said that he will make a visit to the campus, and so we're gonna try to see if we can snag him as well. And take a look at some of the things we need to do. Get 3 tackles for loss, get 3 sacks, get 2 tackles for loss, and of course beat a conference team as well as beat a top 25 team. But as we go here and see, okay, hang on. Thought I had it. Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. Don't have it. I was going to show what the what I had for. Oh boy. Okay. Well, anyway, let's get back to what I was trying to get back here. But as for the most part here, I think we have a lot of players here that I think we got a really good shot at that can really help us out here in the next season and the season's on. It just depends on what we can, it just depends on how the team can play. Because lately here, the teams, I think the Clemson game, or actually the Colorado game, kind of got me a little shaken up. But since then, we've been doing pretty well. We haven't let a team score less than 21 points on us. But this next coming game coming up, it's a top 25 game. It's against obviously us, number 1 in the nation, or actually number 2 in the nation right now, but against number 24 ranked Oklahoma State. So this could be a tough game for us. I'm not trying to putting doubt into it, but this could be a headache game for us. Maybe not a good week for these guys to show up, but hey, I had to pull the trigger. A lot of these guys are on our list that are getting close to possibly signing with another school, and I was like, you know what? Why not go to a top 20? Let's have them show up, and we'll play against a ranked opponent here, and we'll see what we can do and try to pull out a nice win here. So and some of the things that that's been asked of us is not going to be difficult or tough for us at all. But I think for the most part here, it should be a good game. Oklahoma State, as you see there, they been playing pretty well. They of course want to get they want to dominate the South, but in order to do that, they got to beat us to do so and get past us, even though we're a northern team. But they got to get past us. They'll have to fight it out with Arizona State somewhere down the line there. But I think we have a really good chance to get these guys here if we can just play some really good football here and just not make any stupid mistakes. But that's it for this episode of the Scotties Sports Talk here. If you guys did enjoy today's video, please leave a like. If any more questions or any concerns about the players that we got coming up, you want to know more about them, let me know down below in the comment section. I read the comments on all my videos all the time, so let me know down below. But right now, I think we have a good shot here. I think for a good majority of these players, I think I said there's about 12 or 13 showing up. I think we probably get, I imagine we probably get 7 or 8 of them signed after this week 7 matchup. So again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on the channel. As always, keep yourselves really healthy. Go Scotty Nation, and I will see you all next time.